ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ షిఫ్ట్ అనమాట. అంటే మార్నింగ్ వాళ్ళకి 11 కాదు, 10:30 నుంచి నైట్ 8:30, 9 వరకు ఉంటుంది.
అచ్చా అచ్చా.
సో అవి డిఫరెంట్ షిఫ్ట్ కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ఎలొకేట్ చేసుకోలేకపోతున్నారు టైం. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు కంపల్సరీ మ్యాండేటరీ చేస్తారు ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్ళాలని.
ఓకే.
వాళ్ళు ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ వచ్చేసరికి ఆ టైం సెట్ అవ్వట్లా.
అచ్చా అచ్చా.
దానికోసం చూస్తున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ ఏదో 8:30 to 9 స్లాట్ కొంచెం ఖాళీగా ఉంది అని మేడం చెప్పారు, రాజేశ్వరి గారు. సో దాన్ని బట్టి వాళ్ళు ఎలొకేట్ చేసి చెప్తానన్న.
ఓకే ఓకే. నేను కాదు, వేరే వాళ్ళు తీసుకున్నారు డెమో.
భానుప్రకాష్ గారా?
అవునండి.
అచ్చా, ఓకే ఓకే. మేము మిమ్మల్ని రిఫర్ చేశాను. ఓకే,
పర్లేదులేండి,
కానీ
ఏదైనా ఏదైనా ఒకటే కదా.
అదే
చూడండి, నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ ఏంటంటే ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్. ఏంది?
స్క్రీన్ షేర్
స్క్రీన్
చేస్తున్నారా?
షేర్ అవ్వలేదా? నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ ఏంటంటే ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్. ఏంది?
ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్.
ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ అంటే జనరల్గా వాట్ ఈజ్ ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్? ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ ఇస్ అ సర్వీస్ దట్ ఈస్ ప్రొవైడెడ్ బై అమెజాన్ విచ్ ఈక్వల్లీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ ద ట్రాఫిక్ బిట్వీన్ ద బ్యాక్ అండ్ సర్వర్స్. బ్యాక్ అండ్ సర్వర్స్ మధ్యలో ట్రాఫిక్ని ఈక్వల్గా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. ఎవరు? ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్. ఎలాస్టిక్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్. లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సర్ అసలు ఏంటంటే, సపోజు మన దగ్గర ఒక అప్లికేషన్ ఒక సర్వర్లో రన్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ అన్ అప్లికేషన్ ఇస్ దేర్. యూ క్రియేటెడ్ an EC2, create an EC2, and here an application is running, here an app is running.
Okay.
So then user is there, this is the server, user is there. So here from user they request the web application or website. They request the web application. Generally if each server have a certain capacity that can hold the traffic, so but they have some traffic will be there, some limitation will be there. Doesn't mean that like it may be 10, 20, 30. Suppose I had deployed a server, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 servers, maybe users may be no problem, they will easily access the server. If the users are increasing, they need to add more servers. They need to add
more servers.
So, okay. So when you go for the hotel, suppose you have 10 people are there, so 1 or 2 waiters are enough. Suppose the hotel having customers are coming like 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, like that increasing, we need to increase the manpower also.
Staff also.
Manpower also. Same thing, staff also. Here also, when application grows, so users will be high, users will hit, more number of users will hit the application. We need to add the more number of servers. We need to add the
more number of servers.
Same application will run on the all servers. Same application run on the all servers. Okay.
Also.
Here when user sends the request, when users sends the request, this request will go to the request will go to the particular server. Mean that the load needs to be distributed. Load needs to be distributed. Load and share ikkada distribute cheyali. Load to be distributed. Because of if you don't distribute, if you don't have an ELB here, what happens here? All traffic goes to the maybe one single server.
Particular server.
Maybe remaining are become idle. So they don't have a work. So why that one? The load should be equally distributed by using the ELB. ELB will distribute the traffic between the servers. Understood? Load will be distributed equally between the servers. How the load is distributed? There will algorithm will be there. ELB algorithms will be there. That algorithms are already inbuilt there. Algorithms are there already inbuilt. AWS having some algorithm like round robin league. So like last in least some algorithms will be there. Based on the algorithm, this ELB will send request to the particular server. This ELB will send the request to the particular server.
server.
Particular server. Maybe you
Hmm.
don't know that which server it is. Based on algorithm, it will redirect the any one of the server. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
So, so what is ELB? ELB stand for Elastic Load Balancer, which is service provided by the AWS. Is equally distribute the traffic between the
Servers.
servers. Is known as the Elastic Load Balancer.
Elastic
Elastic
load balancer.
Load Balancer.
Load balancer.
If like if an example, if you take like a traffic policy, it is
Hmm.
will stand in between the four roads are there. There are four roads are there. Then he will stand in between these four roads, and he will manage the traffic. He'll manage the
Hmm.
traffic. If the no traffic police, no traffic signal, then what happens? Maybe one route may be having heavy traffic, other having maybe EMT, and traffic will become congested.
Hmm.
Understand?
Yes. Yes.
So like a traffic police, traffic cop. So same load balancer do the same thing like a traffic cop. Understood?
Okay.
Here, next thing. చూడండి ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తాను. I go to the CMD.
Hmm.
Type here ping www.facebook.com. Mean that from my computer request is going to the Facebook
Facebook
server,
website. Hmm.
and it will return the IP address of the I'm getting the
Okay.
reply. Mean that
Hmm.
I am connected to facebook.com, and I reply will be the IP address here. I got a reply
Okay.
from this IP address. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you type this one, same thing. If you type in your computer, you don't get this one. You will get another IP address.
Hmm.
అర్థమవుతుందా?
Yes. Yes. Because the request is diversified to other server.
Request is diverted by using the load balancer. Load balancer will redirect. We don't know that which server it is. So based on the algorithm, we don't need to write down any algorithm. We don't need to write down algorithm. The algorithm is there, already there. This elastic load balancer will use the algorithm. So that is inbuilt algorithm is there. So this algorithm will take the routing decision which server need to send, request need to send to the which server. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
So okay. So here again I try here. See this what happened here?
It changed again.
Same IP address or different IP address?
Different one.
Why it is? Because of the there are multiple servers are there. There are
Multiple servers are
servers are
there.
there.
Multiple are using the same servers at the same time.
The user request won't go directly to the server. It will redirect through the load balancer.
EBS.
It may be physical load balancer also. Doesn't mean that only AWS only provide the elastic load balancer. There is a physical load balancer devices also there in real time. Instead of cloud, if you have a physical data center, I need to do the load balance. So load balancing device will be there. This load balancer devices will redirect the traffic between the servers. To avoid the traffic. Understood? So you have a different IP address here. You're having a
different IP
address. Understand? Here, see this an example. These are the users. And these are the group of instances. These are the
group of instances.
So when user having a request is sent, user send the request, it will go to the elastic load balancer. And another thing is there, this all servers are connected to a single central point. This load balancer acts as a central point also.
Okay. ప్రతి రిక్వెస్ట్ అక్కడికే వస్తుంది కాబట్టి
all IP address, how they are integrated, they are all different IP addresses. They are all different IP address. Each and every easy to having different IP address. How they are going to integrate it? They will going to integrate by using the load balancer. That is a central point. Okay? Understood? So here another thing is there. This provide high availability. What is high availability? I told you so many times. These instances we are going to deploy in the multiple availability zone.
Multiple availability zones.
Some of the servers are there. Some of the servers are there. we're going to deploy in the one availability zone. Some other servers, some group of servers are deployed in the other availability zone. Again, other servers, multiple servers are deployed in the multiple availability zone. This application will run in the multiple availability zone. Why? Because if any issue is there in the one single availability zone, there are other availability zones are there where the application running on the EC2. No issue. There is a no downtime. Understood?
Understood.
So mandatory it is to run the instances in the multi-availability zone. It provides the high availability. If any one of the server goes down, the other server will be there. Okay.
Okay.
So another thing is there here. Another thing is there. Target group. What is with target group? Target group is nothing but it is a collection of EC2 instances or servers. Okay. This elastic load balancer send the request to the target group. Whenever user hits the ELB send the request to the target group. Target group.
Okay.
This target group contains the group of servers. Target group contains what?
Group of servers.
So these elastic load balancers redirect the traffic to the target group.
Target group.
So the target group contains the multiple servers.
Servers.
Okay. So if anything, if suppose there is an issue is there in EC2, there is any issue there in server, there will be like high end of like traffic, maybe high CPU utilization, and maybe this EC2 server running very slowly, or having maybe sometime it may be like down, EC2 server is down, maybe issue is there. Then this elastic load balancer will detect there is an issue in the server, there is an issue in the server, and it won't send the request to the it won't send the redirect to the particular server. Understood?
Okay.
If any issue is there, I have any issue is there in the group, there is group of servers are there, any one server having issue, then this elastic load balancer won't send request to that particular server. Okay? Instead of that, it will send to another server. It will send to the
which is active.
Yes, it will send to another server. Okay, it does the health monitoring also. It does the health monitoring also. Health monitoring.
Okay.
It provides the traffic is distributed across the multiple availability zone. Traffic is distributed across the multiple availability zone.
Multiple availability zones.
And also it provides the it provides the monitoring, health monitoring. Health monitoring. And also it provides the high availability. Availability. Here if you see this Netflix, how many servers are used? Okay. So here Netflix uses around, actually they won't reveal the number, it may be around 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs. Understood?
Okay.
So what is this? Netflix utilizes over 1 lakh. Over
1 lakh Amazon EC2 instances
to power its streaming services related
operations.
These instances are used for the workloads, video transcoding, batch logging process, and like supporting applications. This massive scale of EC2 servers are used in the Netflix. It is around 2 lakhs, 1 lakhs to 2 lakhs. They won't maybe reveal. They may be sometimes made more than 2 lakh also.
Okay.
So these 2 lakh servers or 1 lakh servers are the traffic is distributed between the traffic is distributed by using the elastic load balancer.
ELBs.
ELB. Understood? So Netflix is one of the major partner. Netflix is one of the major partner for the AWS.
AWS.
So Netflix is running on the AWS. Netflix is running on the AWS. Understood? And like what is that? Paytm, Swiggy, and Zomato, like Andhra, yes, what? Enadu, Sakshi. All these are running on the AWS. They use AWS platform. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes there may be issue with the AWS data center. Not rarely, maybe 3-4 years. like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Only that will be issue with there. So I think in 9 months back there issue with the AWS data centers. Then the
Hmm.
Swiggy and Zomato both are not available. Both are not available. Both are down. Hmm? They don't have a
Okay.
physical data
Okay.
centers. They have a
Hmm.
cloud data centers.
Cloud centers. Hmm.
So Swiggy is also runs on the AWS. Hmm?
AWS.
So
Hmm.
massive applications like big applications always run on the AWS.
AWS.
Suppose we have a like I want to develop a all Microsoft products. I'm building a project which is related to Microsoft products like .NET, like any SQL Server Express 2022. I'm using all services related to Microsoft. Then I
Hmm.
better to go to the
On
Azure
Azure.
portal. Azure. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Suppose you are building a Microsoft related products project. Better to go for
Hmm. Azure.
Azure, not go
Because
for the
those
AWS.
services are used freely.
Mm-hmm.
అజూర్ అంతా మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ వాళ్ళదే కదా సార్. సో
Oh yes.
సర్వీసెస్ అనే ఫ్రీగా వాడుకోవచ్చు.
Oh no, yes, of course, of course, of
Hmm.
course, of course, of course. Licenses will be extended. No, correct.
Hmm.
So for using Azure portal, have a license is there for .NET or something other software that is free. Okay,
Hmm.
and support will
Hmm.
be very high because of all products are Microsoft. There will be issues there in pipeline. If any issue is there, like any pipeline issue, like plugin issue, like anything is not working, they will assist you.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
understood. But where this AWS is generally used to deploy the open source projects. That
Hmm. Okay.
so generally it is a one thing is there. AWS is generally used for the most of the people they use for Java related projects. Java
Okay.
related projects. Better
Okay.
option AWS.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Next thing is there. That is the thing there. What are the types of load balancer? What are the
Types of load balancers.
4 types of load balancer are there? One is the classic load balancer. Second one is the application load balancer. Third one is the network load balancer. And fourth one is the gateway load balancer.
Okay.
Understand? So
Hmm.
this classic load balancer is deprecated. Deprecated. You know what is deprecated? Old.
Okay. Legacy.
Deprecated. Okay. Classic load balancer was the first load balancer introduced by the AWS, but now it is deprecated.
Okay. Hmm.
Even AWS also suggests that don't use. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
So that is old one, very old one. So AWS also suggests that don't use the classic load balancer. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
So
Hmm.
remaining 3 load balancers are application load balancer, network load balancer, and a gateway load balancer.
Hmm.
What is my application load balancer and what is my network load balancer? Application load balancer to load balance the application. To balance the application.
Application.
Nothing but it is also known as the path based routing or host based routing kuda antaru. It is known as also path based routing or application load host based routing. What does mean that? I have a Flipkart is there. I open a Flipkart here. Then here I click here a link.
Hmm.
If you see this is an application. Flipkart.com is what? Flipkart is the application, web application.
Hmm. Hmm.
Here Flipkart.com, see this Flipkart.com /CMF phone. Huh?
Hmm. Hmm.
This is an application and this is the path.
Hmm.
Application load balancer always read the URL.
Okay.
Reads the
URL.
mean that there is an application is there. So this user is requesting the application this URL. This means this is the path. This path.
Hmm.
Read the path and read it to the particular server.
Okay.
Understood?
Uh-huh.
Where is located? Where is the located that which one? The Flipkart.com /grocery. Source electrons where it is located. It will read it to the particular server. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
That is
Okay.
known as what? Application load balancer. That is the path-based routing or URL-based routing or host-based routing. Which one? Application load balancer. Understand?
Understood.
So whereas network load balancer is based on the IP address. Based on the
IP address.
Suppose I have a multiple servers are there. I have a multiple servers are there. So this is the ELB, and these are the servers. Okay, these are the servers. Okay,
Okay.
and these are the users, and they are the user.
Okay.
So next thing is there. This request, all users send request to the ELB. All users sends request to the what?
ELB.
ELB. This is what? ELB.
ELB.
So these are the users.
Mm.
Okay, and these are the
Different servers.
servers,
Application servers.
server,
Mm.
where the application is running, Okay,
Mm.
the difference between the application load balancer and network load balancer is there. One user sends a request, so what is the request here? This is the request.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
this is a request. So this is a request. So this request is flipkart.com/cmf nothing phone. This application load balancer reads the path and redirects the where this thing is running.
Okay. Yes.
Which one? Application load balancer. Okay. Whereas network load balancer just redirect to any one of the server based on the IP address. Understood?
IP address. Sorry.
Every
IP
EC2
address.
instance having an IP address. Understood?
Yes.
Every EC2 instance having an IP address or not?
Yes.
So all EC2 instances are IP address. When user is sending request, it will send any one of the IP address. They don't read this one. Where need to send. Understand?
Okay.
Understand?
Understood.
It doesn't know the path. It doesn't know the application, whether is even another worst thing is there doesn't know whether the application is there or not.
On the particular IP address. Okay.
This doesn't know whether this application is there or not. You understood? Of course it is running here, application is running it there. So here just it will send based on the IP address only. Understood?
Okay. Understood.
So this having an IP address, this having an IP address, this having an IP address. What does network load balancer do? So it doesn't know this one. Okay, it simply redirects to any one of the IP address. But application load balancer reads the path
and
send to the
sets the location of the server.
Particular server. That is known as what? Application load balancer.
Application load balancer.
Okay. Whereas gateway load balancer used to load balance between the firewalls. That
Firewalls.
gateway load balancer facility to deploy scale the firewalls. So here gateway load balancer combine the transparent network gateway, distribute the traffic between the firewalls. I want to do the traffic distribution. Go for the gateway load balancer. Here basically we need to do, there are two labs. One is the network load balancer, second one is the what? Application load balancer. Application load balancer. Do you know OSA layers? OSA. OSA layer. ఏం చదువుకున్నారు మీరు? ఇంజనీరింగ్?
అవును సార్.
Which team? OSA will be there, na? 7 layers are there. Do you remember that? Application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, physical layer.
Yes.
So here, so what is difference between the application layer and see this? How many layers are there? OSA layers, 7 layers.
7 layers.
7 layers. Here, see this. 7 layers are there: application, presentation, session, network, transport network, data link layer, physical layer.
Physical layer.
Suppose if you want to do the network communication will be possible. They will follow some like plan or some method or some rules that is known as the OSC.
Yes.
The first is the application layer, where the human interacts. How human interact with the application? Suppose I want to open a Flipkart application. First I open the browser,
Hmm.
or I open the client application, isn't it?
Yes.
How will you interact the application? Whether we need to open the browser or you need to click on your application, then only we can interact with the application.
Yes.
So this layer is nothing but a application layer, where the application runs. That is the 7th layer. Okay. Whereas application load balancer works on which layer? Layer 7. That is known as application layer. Okay. Whereas this network load balancer works on the
Layer 3.
the third layer, layer 3. Understand? So here, if you see the difference, the network load balancer and application load balancer. This is the distribution of the this is the distribution of the traffic based on the IP address and destination ports. How the traffic distributes?
IP address and destination ports.
Which one?
Network load balancer.
Whereas this is the distribution of the request based on the multiple variables like a network layer to application layer. It works on the layer 3 and layer 4. Here, see this. Layer 3, 4 designed to take consideration to the application layer's content type, cookie data type, customer headers, user location, or the application behavior. Okay. Here, this take the decision based on the HTTP and HTTPS. What is that? This feature is filled with the HTTP and
HTTPS.
So whenever the request is coming to HTTP and HTTPS, that will be the application load balancer. This network load balancer works on the layer 3 and layer 4. Application load balancer works on the layer 7. Layer
7.
Another thing is network load balancer cannot assure the availability of the application. I told you before also. Network load balancer cannot assure the availability of the application. It doesn't know that whether the application is running on a particular server or not. Okay. It just simply redirect to the group of servers. Any one of this, it picks any one of the server based on the IP address. Understood? Yes, this because it is based on the decision will be taken or what? By using the TCP layer. By using the which layer?
TCP layer.
Nothing but IP address. Generally, network load balancer determine the availability of the server based on the ping. Suppose there will be one computer and other computer, they will communicate with the help of the ICMP. Mean that one computer will send the ping request to the other computer. Okay. So when this load balancer will send the request to the particular computer, if you get a reply, mean that it will send to the request. It will send to the request to the particular server. Okay. Understood? So there will be two computers will be there. How they communicate? Both the computers will communicate with the help of the ICMP protocol. Okay. And generally ping command will be used. Okay. So here application load balancer go to the deeper. Goes much
deeper.
Capable of determined availability of not only successful HTTP, go to the what?
Particular page.
But also the
verification of the content is expected to input
parameter. Which parameter you had given? Check the input. Suppose the input is flipkart.com/videos or netflix.com/Hollywood videos. We'll check the path, context path, content. And it will to the particular server. Which one? Application load balancer.
Application load balancer.
Whereas network load balancer?
Depends upon the IP address.
That's all. Okay. So if suppose
Okay.
you are requesting www.netflix.com, hollywood.com, suppose you are
Mm,
requesting www.netflix.com, tollywood.movies.com, doesn't understand the difference.
mm.
Understood?
Yes,
Which
yes.
one? Network load balancer.
Network load
Whereas
balancer.
application load balancer do. Okay.
Yes. Mm,
So another thing is there here. Network load balancer cannot differentiate the between the application A and application B. I told you just right now. That is the
yes.
Netflix.com Hollywood movies,
Mm,
www.netflix.com Tollywood movies. They don't
mm,
differentiate.
mm.
Which one?
Network.
So whereas
Network load.
application load balancer differentiate between two application by the application layer data. So it will check the data. That is www.netflix.com slash movies, Hollywood movies, www.netflix.com Hollywood, Tollywood movies,
Mm,
because it reads the path.
yes. Mm,
Understood? Next in
yes, yes.
the, when you having, see this, where NLB is, NLB are better handling huge spikes traffic in case of if you are running a retail site like a flipkart.com, amazon.com, where
Mm,
big billion day sales are maha sale is running, that time
mm,
huge traffic will hit the particular high demanded. Suppose yesterday it was a CMF phone was released, new phone at 12 o'clock. Maybe sometimes maybe they will release the iPhone 16 new version.
mm.
That time users try to eagerly wait to purchase that phone. Then what happens? Huge number of traffic will hit that particular Flipkart servers.
Yes.
That time they will go for which one? NLB. Go for the
Okay.
what?
NLV.
NLB. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
So NLB is handling the what? Huge spikes.
Spikes in traffic. Mm.
ALB examine the application layer protocol from header because it takes more time to read the path. It may be slow. Understood?
Understood. Understood. Mm.
Okay, that is the application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer, and the classic load balancer.
Classic load balancer.
So in the practical, what we're going to do here in practical, here, so I will create two EC2 instances because to do the load balance, minimum I need two EC2 servers. How
Mm.
many? At least minimum how many servers I need to do the load balancer? At least two.
Two, two servers.
And so and the limit is maximum maybe 100,000, 10,000, 1 lakh because Netflix already told that 2 lakh servers are using. Huh?
Mm. Yes, yes,
There will be a huge limit. Maybe it will lakhs and for crores also. Okay.
yes. Mm.
So but at least minimum how many servers I need to load balancer?
Two servers.
So there will be two servers will be there, one EC2 and here having a two EC2. And we're going to install the web application. We're going to install the
Web application.
another thing is there, this load balancer will traffic will be distributed only and works on the front end, not on the back end.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That is a web server only.
Okay.
Okay, not back
Mm.
end, front end or back end, front end.
Mm. Okay.
Here this I am going to create an availability zone 1 and availability zone 2. Availability zone 1.
The zone two.
I created two web application, two EC2 servers. Okay.
Mm.
After creating two EC2 servers and two availability zone, I'll check the output of the web application. Check the output of the
Web application.
web application. I will check the output of the web application. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So then I create a target group. I create a
Target group.
target group is nothing but a collection of EC2 servers which I need to do the load balance.
Mm-hmm.
So in generally this one and this one will be in the which one?
Target group.
Target group. Here suppose if you want to create a application load balancer, then the protocol should be used which one? HTTP and HTTPS.
Mm.
Remember that. What is that? Which one you need to use?
HTTP
HTTP,
and
HTTPS.
HTTPS. Mm.
But suppose if you use the network load balancer, I use TCP, UDP and TCP, UDP and TLS.
Okay. Mm.
Because traffic decision based on the which one? TCP, UDP and TLS. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
Another thing is the AWS use the ELB algorithms. AWS uses the ELB algorithms. There are multiple algorithms will be there. There are multiple algorithms are there. Huh? Multiple algorithms are there.
Hmm.
If you don't select anything, it will take the
Round robin.
I think if you learn C or Python, they will be there round robin league.
Mm-hmm.
So what are this? Multiple algorithms will be there. Multiple algorithms will be there. So one is the round robin method. See this static round robin method, and second is the weighted round robin method. The third one is IP hash method, and here least connection method. Least
Connection method.
IP hash method, weighted method, round robin method. Round robin means collection of servers will be there. It will show the round robin means one by one, like linear fashion. First it will send to the one server, second it send to the second server, then the second to the third server. That is called round robin.
Okay.
Okay. So the servers have the IP address. They tell the client where to send request. In round robin league method, weighted method, and another thing is least connection method.
Least connection method.
So whereas in round robin league, it takes the, so what is the round robin league? Here see this weighted round robin league. Servers have a
IP address that tells the client.
In a round robin fashion. How will send the request?
In a round robin fashion.
Here second thing is the another method is the weighted method. In the weighted method means like I have a servers are there. There will be capacity will be there. Mean that when you are working there in my office, each and every one having capacity. Suppose if you take like some like coolie is there, he is weighing the weight. Some having very big person having a huge height and having a superman. Then maybe you suggest to weigh to maybe he can handle the weight of 1000 kgs or 80 kgs. Some lean person is there 20 kgs. He can weight he can like 20 kgs, 40 kgs like that. Understood?
Yes.
So same thing here, although depend upon the capacity that having a server having a capacity is there, like depending upon different processor and RAM and other factors, it will send the request. Some server having a low capacity, some server having high capacity. Okay.
Yes.
In the weighted method, the request will go to the having a highest weight.
Okay.
Understood? Suppose I have a 4 servers are there, 16 requests are coming. In general, if you don't use the weighted method, round robin league will send the first 4 requests to the first server, second 4 requests to the second server, third 4 will be the third server, fourth 4 will be to the what?
Fourth server.
Well, that will be like that. The request will be equally distributed. Whereas in weighted method, one server is having a more resources, like having one is 128 GB RAM, another having 32 GB RAM, another having 16 GB RAM, another having 4 GB RAM. The capacity is different.
Okay.
Understand?
Understood.
So what happens here? If you distribute the traffic equally, then the 128 GB is very big one, whereas 4 GB is very less one.
Yes.
So there will be huge traffic is hitting. Sometimes these 4 GB capacity, less capacity server will be maybe go to congested or some work very slowly. We need to know the weight also. That is called as a weighted method. Weighted round method. Another method is the least connection method. Another method is what?
Least connection method.
In the least connection method, which the server having hitting the lowest number of requests, the request will go to the particular server.
Okay.
The server will having less number of requests.
Less number of requests.
The request will go to the particular
server.
So if you don't select any algorithm, by default it will select the round robin.
Round robin.
So you want to do the routing, then we can select the algorithm. Okay? Understood? Here, what is the thing is the practical, I told you that we're going to create a 2 availability zones and 2 availability zones to create a 2 web servers. 2
web servers.
So then we're going to create a what? Target group.
Okay.
Then we'll go into a load balancer. If application load balancer is there, we need to select HTTP, HTTPS.
Okay.
If it is network load balancer, select a TCP.
TCP.
Okay. I'm going to log in and we'll do the practical.
Okay, sir.
So another thing is there. We are deploying the application, think like it is a monolithic application. Understood? Hello?
Okay, sir. Okay. Ah, sir.
There are two types of application deployment will be there. One is the monolithic application, second is the microservice applications.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay, okay.
In monolithic application, the application content, suppose if you take suppose make my trip, their make my trip having multiple options are there. And I go for the make my trip. Here, see this. When make my trip, there are several applications are included in the same application. Multiple applications are there. These flights will be hotel, homestays, holidays, trains, bus, cabs.
Okay.
So they all are included as a single unit in a monolithic application. They'll all run
Okay.
on the same unit, as a same unit.
Okay.
Understand?
Understood. Understood.
And this unit run on the particular single server. Okay?
Okay.
Whereas microservice application, they'll distribute, they'll divide. Like this part will run on one server, this part will run on one server, this part will run on this server. The application is divided into micro parts.
Okay.
And they will be developed and deployed separately. But
Okay.
all are logically same. Logically unit. Logically single unit. Remember, not physically single unit. Understood?
Understood. Understood.
So mean that what happens in the monolithic application right now, the scenario is right now microservice. Which applications are running right now?
Microservices.
The one monolithic application, what happens here, if any application, their application, I want to make the changes in these trains, then whole code will be affected.
Okay. Okay.
Whole code will be affected.
Affected.
And if any issue is there, whole application go maybe down. Because all are running in the single place.
Yes. Yes.
Suppose this application is divided into smaller part, we are running in the different servers. These are in different servers. A code, if we change in this code, it won't affect another.
Yes.
That is called as microservices.
Microservices.
Understand? So there is but two types of application deployment over there: monolithic application and microservices.
Services.
Okay. I go to the EC2 here. They will ask you in an interview, what is the monolithic application, microservice application? Generally, microservice application uses Docker.
Okay.
Docker.
Okay.
So monolithic application generally is deployed in the EC2 and physical servers. Microservices use the Docker.
Okay.
So we're going to learn in the you are registered for DevOps also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to launch an instance. Use the name here. Just give the name as a server 1. Okay. So before that, I need to create a security group. I will take the common security group for the load balancer. Okay. So here there is a security group is there, which I already created. Okay, there are multiple security groups are there, which is already created. Okay,
Okay.
the security group is there, which I created was Vamsi SCG.
Okay.
Suppose I want to create a security group, click on the security group, click on the create security group, add the roles because this is a web application. So what are the services we need to add? SSH, because we need to log into the particular server. Then what are the service we need to use? HTTP. Because web
HTTP.
application uses what? HTTP and
HTTPS.
so we need to select the security group. Okay, here put anywhere. Put anywhere.
Anywhere.
Then here create a security. Give the name.
Okay.
Give the name as like any security group, any name, like any name, any SCG. Give anything like description, maybe SSH, anything, and click on the create a
Create security.
Understood?
Understood.
So now already I created a security group. Okay, already created a security group. In the security group, I had enabled the SSH, HTTP, and HTTPS. Okay, so then I will take the old keeper. Take the old keeper.
Old keeper.
Done. In the network settings, I told you that the high availability is available through selecting the multi availability zone. Multi
availability zone.
Here 6 availability zones are there. We're going to select one EC2 instance in the one availability zone and another EC2 instance in the other availability zone. Here I select the existing security group. I don't create a security. You can create a security group here also. No problem. Here also you can create. No issue. But thing is there. So both security groups should be same for both in all instances. Understood?
Okay.
So what is the security group? I told you that I had created multiple security group. Select a security group. Okay. Then I will add the script here because I am deploying the web application here. I will add the script here. Automation. I told you that previously also. How to automate the script? By using the script, we're going to automate the web server. We're going to automate the web server. I just go to the here script here. This is the script, and this script I will make changes. Okay, Control A and copy here and add here and add here. And here I will just make changes to the script, and here server 1 launch instance. Okay. So I created a web application on one of the EC2 server. I'm going to create another web application. And the another availability zone. Another availability zone. No issue. Suppose if you create a same instance and same availability zone, no issue. But the problem is we need to provide the high availability. The load balancer also provide the high availability. If you deploy all servers in single availability zone issue, everything application goes down. Okay. Again go to the launch instance. Again we create the same thing. Do the same thing. Whatever the thing is there previously, same thing we're going to repeat. Server 2. Okay. Amazon Linux. T2 Micro.
UP25.
Here key pair is UV25. Key pair is UV25. Okay, next is the network setting. Subnet. 1B is selected.
Okay.
Existing group is the Vamsi security group. Okay, then next is the advanced details. We need to add the script. We need to
add the script.
Here. And we'll make the changes here script. That is the Data Pro server 2. Okay. So now launch instance. I created two web applications. Okay. I created two web applications. So one is running on the server 1. Second one is running on the server 2. Okay, how will you check the output? Go to the public IP address. Copy the public IP address. Paste in the browser. Again go to the EC2 second EC2 instance. Check the output of the second server. Check the output of the second server. Here, select the server 2. Click on the instance ID.
Copy the for address.
Copy the public IP address. Paste it. Okay. So now both outputs are coming. Both
outputs are coming.
understand?
Yes.
So one is the this one, and second one is the this one. Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to create a load balancer. So load balancer is there in the bottom.
Services.
So this, when you want, first I told you that before we going to deploy load balancer, we need to create what? Target
group.
Click on the target group. Okay.
Create
Click on the create target group, and where the target is, suppose your physical data center is there, you having a physical computers having an IP address, so we need to select this option. Okay. Suppose you want to deploy the Lambda, suppose you are already created application load balancer, I want to traffic between the application load balancer, go for this option. Okay.
Okay.
So right now I am which option? I'm deploying which option? Instance.
Okay.
Okay. So then what is the target name? Target group name. I'll take the target name as a 1C target. Target group name is target.
Okay.
I told you that here when I click on here, see this. When I click on here, when I click on HTTP, what is showing?
Indicates on anomaly detection used via application load balancer.
Which one?
Application load balancer.
If it is HTTP also?
Application load balancer.
If it is network load balancer?
TCP, TLS, UDP.
Adega cheppindi nenu.
Yes.
Suppose I want to create a application load balancer, we need to select which one?
HTTP and HTTPS.
Yes. Okay. Now I am create the application load balancer. Okay.
Okay.
So IP address is V4 and V6. We don't want to select V6, then we select a V4. So we are not studied about the VPC. In future we're going to learn about the VPC. I'll keep it a default.
Okay.
We'll keep it a default.
Default.
So what is the health checks? Suppose I want to create an web application. Web application. It is I want to check this particular path. Like what is the path here? Okay. This is the path. This is the path.
Yes.
I want to do the load balancer this particular path. You can add here. Understand?
Okay.
But my web application doesn't have any path. Suppose my web application is like this, like videos. We can provide the
particular path.
I don't have this. Okay. So I just leave this.
Leave it.
Here advanced selected setting, there are two options are there, traffic port and override. So this traffic port is default. The port of the load balance use the A port to port number 80 to do the load balancer.
Okay, port number 80.
4 options are there. Healthy threshold, unhealthy threshold, timeout and interval. There are 4 options are there to do the health checking.
Okay.
I told you that there is a target group is a collection of servers. If any server is there having an issue, the load balancer also monitor the traffic of the EC2 instance also. Okay?
Okay.
So check the health status of the EC2 instance. If anything is problem is there in EC2 instance, it won't redirect the traffic to the unhealthy EC2 server. In that case, it will send to the other EC2 server. Okay?
Okay.
Here
Clear.
how many times it check? It is in between 2 to 10. Healthy threshold means the number of consecutive health checks success required to win because I want to become unhealthy target. See this here the number of consecutive health check success required before considering an unhealthy target means that you will check. Suppose 5 times it check. Suppose the target is healthy, first time it check, second time it check, third time it check, fourth time it check. It check 5 times. After checking the 5 times, it will consider as a healthy check, healthy instance, healthy server.
Okay.
We can vary the value from 2 to 10. You can change according to our requirement.
Mm.
So another thing is unhealthy is like it is also same. It default it taken 2 times. Means it will check the 2 times. First it will check, again it will check. After checking 2 times, it won't get any request. Then it won't get request. It will treat as unhealthy.
Okay. Mm.
To treat as a healthy, it will check 5 times.
Mm.
To treat as unhealthy, it checks how many times?
2 times.
I want to make 5, I can do. There is
Mm.
no mandatory like I put 2 here. It may be 2 to 10, any value. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Mm.
Next thing is the how much time it will check. First, the failed it checks it.
Mm.
So how many times? So I told you the unhealthy it will check for every 5 seconds. First time it check. How much
Okay.
time?
Okay.
Time gap. 5 seconds. Every 5
5
seconds,
seconds.
it will check for the unhealthy.
Unhealthy.
Health check.
Okay. Mm.
No response means what?
Failed health check.
How many times?
2 times.
Uh,
It considered
here
as an
also.
unhealthy one. Mm.
So the approximate time of healthy checks between the
And approximate amount of time
individual
between
target.
six.
How much time that is there?
30 seconds.
So it may be vary from 5 to
300.
you can put any time.
Mm.
Okay. So
Okay.
another thing,
Mm.
success code. You have idea of HTTP 400, 404, 401.
Mm.
So if web
One
application working perfectly, the success code is what?
200.
So now just click on the next here. Hmm?
Mm.
So we need to add the servers and to the target group. Click on the include pending below. Click on the
Include pending bill.
then targets are
Added.
added to which one? Target.
Target group.
Done.
Mm.
So here shows the targets, monitoring, health checks, attribute. Huh?
Mm. Mm.
So after creating the target, what we need to create? Next we'll go for the what?
Load balancer.
So then click on the create load balancer. So how many types of load balancer are there? Application load balancer
Network load balancer. Gateway load balancer.
and
Mm. Classic load balancer.
so here in application load balancer, which protocols will select?
HTTP and HTTPS.
So if it's network load balancer is there.
TCP, UDP, and TLS.
So now we're going to select a application load balancer. Okay. Give the
Okay.
name as a Vamsi ELB.
Mm.
If it is internet facing and internal facing is within the data center.
Mm.
So of course we need to take which one internet facing.
Internet facing. Mm.
Suppose you want to take the IP v4 and v6, we'll need to select the dual stack. I don't want to select this one. I will select to the IPv4.
IP4. Mm.
I have not created any VPC. If you created a VPC in future, then we need to select the VPC. Right now I have not created any VPC. Any
Okay. Okay. Any
VPC.
VPC.
Here, which availability zones I need to select here? I want to
1A and 1B.
1A, 1B, but in general I select all. No problem.
Okay. Okay.
So in generally my instances are then 1A, 1B. Definitely we need to select 1A, 1B only. But
Mm.
I selected all. No problem. Okay.
Okay.
So then here listener is there. So where to listen this one? Target group. That
Target group.
target group. Which port? 80 number port and that request will go to the which one?
Vamsi target.
Target group. Target group. Here
Mm.
add listener there. Suppose I want to add listener is option is there. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, 1 minute. Several times you click here. This is a listener added OMSI target. I have another target group. I want to deploy the microservice application. We need to select the add listener target. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So we need to select here. Add listener.
Mm.
Another
Okay.
this option CloudFront, web application firewall, global accelerator will provide the will provide the our application will having a low latency and it will provide the firewall option to secured application. It will provide the high-end security.
Okay. Mm.
Your web application is protected by the firewall, and their web application will be accessed with the high speed with low latency. These options will be provided. Which one? Web application firewall, global accelerator. Understood?
Okay. Okay.
It provides the security protection, it provides the acceleration, it provides the performance and availability. Okay?
Hmm.
All these
Okay.
options have a what?
Conditional charges.
Because we are not deploying any real-time application, we are deploying only dummy web application. We don't select
Hmm.
all these things. Okay?
Okay.
Click
Okay.
on the create a load balancer. Create a load balancer.
Load balancer.
So to create a load balancer, it will take 5 to 10 minutes. That how many times? How much time it take?
5 to 10 minutes.
After 5 to 10 minutes, we will going to check the load balancer of the DNS. It will create a DNS link. So when you click on the DNS, it will redirect to, first time it will redirect to one server, again it will redirect to another server.
Another server.
Wait. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the load balancer. The same difference is there when you're creating, suppose you want to create network load balancer. When you're creating the network load balancer, instead of HTTP, you select TCP. Understood? The same steps. Okay? Got
Okay.
it?
Yes.
Suppose you
Got
want to
it.
create a network load balancer, the same steps will be there. Where?
Hmm.
So same, instead of target group selecting the network load balancer, we need to select TCP.
TCP.
Suppose where we selected a TCP and then again we selected load balance application load balancer option, you will get error.
Hmm.
Don't select like this.
No, no. TCP goes with network load balancer.
So we need to specify the port number in the target group.
Hmm.
Don't be like mix up. If you get a mix up, then definitely get error.
Okay. Hmm.
So now it takes 5 to 10 minutes. After 5 minutes, we will check the load balancer. Okay.
Okay.
It is in the which state? Provisioning state.
Vision set.
Let me refresh here. What happens? Azure will take more time. AWS is very less time. Azure
Okay. Okay.
కూర్చోవాలి.
Okay.
This is slow portal, very slow.
Hmm.
So the data center having that much capacity compared to the AWS. AWS is big infrastructure. If you are expecting for big application or enterprise application, big companies always go for the AWS instead of
AWS.
Azure.
Azure.
That's why Azure AWS having more jobs compared to the Azure.
Okay. Okay.
So now load balancer is.
Active.
So how will we access the load balancer?
DNS.
Here this is the what?
DNS name.
Copy the DNS name. Paste in the browser. Paste in the
Browser.
enter. Here what is the first thing? It redirected to
Welcome to AWS server.
server.
1.
Again refresh. What is that redirection?
Server 2.
So like that it is passing the distributed traffic between the,
Different servers.
so that is known as the what? Load balancer.
Load balancer.
If you see here more options, here how many targets are there?
2 targets.
So both are healthy. If any healthy is there, show the unhealthy.
Hmm.
These are health status monitoring.
Okay.
Okay, na?
ఓకే సార్.
Okay. So to delete this one, first we need to create a target group. Okay. For deleting the target group, first we need to delete the load balancer. We need to delete the
లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ సార్.
then only we can delete the target group.
ఓకే.
Here an option is there, delete load balancer. Load balancer doesn't have any charges, remember that.
ఓకే.
But the thing is there, number of requests based on the charge will be there.
ఓకే.
Got it? Suppose the request is coming to load balancer 1 million request, 10 million requests, then only we need to pay. Based on the request only we need to pay. Load balancer doesn't have any money. Okay?
ఓకే. ఓకే.
It won't charge any money. Understood? And generally all services charge no money.
ఓకే.
But the resources are using here. We are using EC2 instances and also we are using the services. So for that one only we need to pay. Okay?
ఓకే.
So any doubt?
లేదు సార్.
So
మళ్ళీ
try to do the practice and by checking the video one or more times. This is very important. Very important this one. So
Sure,
most
sir.
of the questions, 99% we can expect from this load balancer and
Load
auto scaling
balancer.
option.
ఓకే. ఓకే
So anyhow, tomorrow we'll see you.
ఓకే.
Tomorrow
ఓకే
we'll see you.